Karen, how are you and welcome?
I'm doing well, momming. I think I'm so excited about what I'm going to be talking about because it's really the mundane side of things, but like how to put the magical twist on it. Because I think that's the part that we miss when we talk about dragons. We keep it really heady, we keep it really higher chakra. And I was just helping my son hard-boiled eggs. I was up all night, like not feeling well. I've been doing laundry. Like I have all these actual human things going on. And like just by a raise of hands or by like whatever, how many of you feel that sometimes that you're like doing all of this spiritual work and then you're like, oh, but life is
Yeah.
also a thing that I have to do, right? Like I gotta go take the dishes out. Like I gotta or take the dishes out. Did you just hear me? That's how just like zap my brain is right now. I have to take the garbage out, put the dishes away, like all these different things. So I think that's the part about dragons that I love teaching the most is how to actually be one and hold their power and not just talk with them and not just like we can be ethereal, we can be our higher selves, we can go into the 97th dimension, but we have real lives and we have real soul missions more than anything. Like you're not here at these kind of talks, especially not on when I'm talking, if you're not here to be like a soul-led leader of higher consciousness for the entire planet and not just your own little like chunk of the world. Okay. So that's what we're diving into, Kevin. How are you, honey? I haven't seen you in so long.
I'm good. It's always beautiful to hear and see you because you're just so powerful and you say it the way it is. As you say, you bring it. Lots of times people are up there in their crown chakra and the woo-woo world, and you bring it back into this reality, which is what we need. Because
Mhm.
we are. I mean, as a shamanic practitioner, that's what I do. I stand in that woo-woo world and I stand in this world, and you have to try not to be in one too much or the other one too much, and that's what you do. You bring it in, you ground it, and every time you come on, I walk away going, yes, brought
Mhm.
it.
So excited. I'm so excited. Yeah, I haven't spoken at anything since the last Dragon Thunder
Have you
event.
not?
This
Oh
is my
wow.
first like coming out
Yeah,
event, I guess. So I've been deep in it doing real matrix stuff, like selling Medicare insurance, y'all. Like that's where I've been because that's where I got called to. Like
yeah.
this is what I need to like what I feel needs to be talked about more than anything. You don't really get to choose what your life turns out to be because you did before you got here.
Mm.
Like you have to take that level of accountability. Your messed up job, your messed up relationships, your autoimmune diseases, like whatever's going on in your physical body, I need you all like right here, put your hand on your heart and just be like, and I swear, Kevin knows this. Like, I fucking chose this. Like, everything that I did already, I chose it. Every heartache, every pain, every rupture, every single thing, I chose it so that I can know that depth and the laws of equilibrium means I know that light as well. If you, like, how many of you have felt like crazy pain? I know you all have. This is dragons. Like things that are so like indescribably painful that like you don't understand how you survived it and now own the fact that you survived it.
Mm.
Lots of people don't, right? You can probably think of three or four people right now that aren't on this earthly plane anymore for one reason or another, and you went through something that feels equal to that and you're still here. That's heavy. Oh, so heavy. I was all up here. I was doing all this. Yeah. Welcome back to Earth, bitches. This is the work. Like, this is the work. Can I have a high? Like, I saw what Alice and I was like, oh, it's going to be good. I'm going to listen to that one. I'm not momming. Like, I had to be here. I couldn't be up there right now. Oh my gosh. Would have, whew, nothing would have gotten accomplished. I probably wouldn't have been able to do this because I have to stay like that rooted and grounded after following something that big because you have to come back to your body. You have to realize, wait, I was able to go that high because of all these things that I went through too. You have that power and that capacity, but you're just used to playing in a lower octave. So a lot of what I talk about is like you get to choose these different things but it's the same thing in a different key, like a different octave. Just think of a piano and you're like, oh, well, I did this lesson in this and it was sludgy and swampy and toxic and gross. And then you meet the next person and you're like, kind of feels swampy, kind of feel doesn't, maybe not so much. But you're learning the same lesson over and over and over again until you master it. And then you still keep doing it. Guess what? It's part of your soul contract. Those lessons that you're like, maybe I've learned it forever. You haven't. There's just another iteration of it in another octave. And that's what allows you to go to the high level of places. Like, how many of you were kind of out of body just now when you were doing all of the things, the singing and the humming and all of that? Right? How many of you were like really aware that you have like a heart and legs and any of those things during it? Yeah, some of you were like, yeah, I'm in my butt. So we like bridging that gap and then getting used to this in between that you're all feeling right now, this cognitive dissonance. That's what I call the sovereign flame. You live here. This is not something that goes away for long periods of times. You live here. Like, it's constant change, it's constant evolving, it's constant shedding. It's not Phoenix because you're not turning into this. Kevin's heard this analogy so many times. This ugly little like bleh, bird with the phoenix, right? What happened? The phoenix gets all big and all beautiful. I always think about Harry Potter. And then Fox burns, and then he's the ugliest fucking chick. Is so ugly, and it's so little, and like knows nothing. I'm just born again. I have no knowledge, bitch. You have all the knowledge of the shit that led you to burn it down to the begin with. What do you mean you're brand new? No. Dragons take baths in fire. It's how we get clean. It's how we shine up. It's how we temper the blade, how our scales are impenetrable, how we can walk through crazy toxicity and not die. Because that's what you do as a light worker. You have to keep going back into the shadows and keep going back into the darkness and keep clearing more stuff. And you get brighter and your flame gets brighter and more moths come to the flame. So that means there's more toxicity and more narcissists and more of all of those things. And you start learning how to not give a fuck because you just understand that's who you are. Oh shit, another narcissistic asshole. What kind of things am I going to teach him that are going to now be unforgettable? The lessons that will never be able to be taught by anyone else because no one loves as deep as I do. No one sees that person as much as I do. We fall in love with potential constantly and then we get shamed for it. No, that's a superpower. Being able to see through everyone's garbage and still love them is actually a superpower. I need you all to understand this. And you're trying to walk around figuring out why everyone can't see you for who you are. They all aren't going to Dragon Boot Camp on a Sunday. Okay? They're not making those choices to lead them to a place where they can. So stop asking why your mom doesn't know, understand you, and start just letting your mom be your mom. Stop needing to labor her or be whatever it is, blah, 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 fill in the blank. Actually, I want to play a fill in the blank game. Everyone, let's interact in the chat. Just start naming the things that you know you've held on to and have tried to heal for like at least 2 years. What's something that you've just been I've been healing this for 2 years or more. Just drop it in the chat. Let me get some water. Hi, Tammy. Anger toward, I see, I knew there were moms. Anger towards my mom, brother not talking to me, victim mentality, abundance, lifetimes actually of abundance, physical possessions. Anything else? Come on. I know you're out there. Okay,
Come on, don't be shy, people.
I know. This is not how fire. You got to go into it if you want to come out of it. Play along and it's going to work a lot more, I promise you. If you play along, you're going just come play with me, okay? It's fun. I'm playing anger, victim mentality, integration, shyness, anger against animal abuse, owning my power and strength, divorce, anger, just struggling with being human at this time on Earth, want to leave, just feeling like I can't do it, etc. There we go. Isabel actually said this thing that all of you are actually saying. It's hard to be human. It's hard, like, it's hard to be human, but you all just left your bodies to go hang out with dragons. So can you stop pretending that you're only human? Can you start actually just deciding that time is not real? You've known it. How many of you heard it? Quantum, blah, blah, blah. Time's not real. It's all a reality. We make it up as we go along, linear beings and stuck inside this dimensional body, yada, 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 yada. Yeah, we're spirits housed in organic matter that we call a human body within the third dimension that experience time as linear. But time is not linear. So if you want to, won't make anyone do anything that they don't want to, but if you would like to lovingly receive the almighty healing thing that you've all been looking for, it's really easy. I need you to take your hand like this, everybody. And we go like this. And then say, I'm healed. Ta-da! That's literally it. You're choosing, and remember, I said a very specific thing for 2 years. So there you go, 2 years worth of healing, and I'm 12 minutes in. Ah, damn, I'm good. Because it's simply a choice. What did I say at the very beginning? Put your hands on your heart and decide that you've chosen everything you've gone through. That means you also have the capacity to choose that you don't have to fucking go through it anymore. Who gives a shit? If they can't talk to you, that's them, not you. You can talk to them. Guess where you can talk to them? Every single person that's like, I can't talk to someone. Yes, you can. It's called telepathy, and you all possess that as a gift. Psychics are not special. We're all psychic. It's literally being able to be in those higher realms while also being in the lower realms. You can be up here in your 12th chakra, embodying your higher self. It's like you're glowing constantly. Oh, weird. Why does she glow? Because my 12th dimensional self and my third dimensional self don't have a separation anymore. It just is. All of the causal chakra stuff, all of the imagination, it's how you see people manifest as fast as they do, how they hold the manifestation is different. People can manifest at rapid fire. Can you hold your manifestation? Can you actually keep it? Does the bottom fall out somewhere else in your life when you get a win somewhere? Because if that's happening, it means that there's still a disconnect. You're building an empire. We're changing the planet. We are shifting consciousness, people. You have to be able to hold your part of the world and not let it crumble every time something good happens. And you do that by practicing this. Practicing, I'm up here and I'm down here, like Earth. I have to stay in screen. Sorry, I'm tall. I'm 6 feet tall, so I forget my wingspan sometimes. So you have to be up here at source and down here in the Earth's core because you're helping reprogram it. And your body's just like actually between all of it. Yeah, you can see physically like this tiny little chunk in the third dimension, sure, but like you're actually all of this, okay? From your Earth star all the way to source, one singular pillar of energy that exists within different chakras and different dimensions. Yes? Can we see this? Do we understand now how chakras actually fucking work? Because this part is really important for a lot of people. They don't get that. You are a singular entity of light transmitting through all of these different dimensional spaces throughout your chakras from Earth Star to Source. And I do it this way, but it's really like a this. There isn't an end. There is no beginning. There is no, like, that's the void energy. This is why I separate light from dark, or sorry, shadow from dark when I'm talking. Shadow only exists in certain dimensions. The third dimension, there's shadows. Guess how I know? Weird. There's a shadow on my face though. It's weird. Weird. There's light, and this thing goes in the way, and now there's a shadow. Weird. Guess where that doesn't exist? In other dimensions. They aren't there. So you learn how to not give a shit about the shadows anymore. Stop doing shadow work, please. All of you for the next 2 weeks. Just stop it. You don't need to do it. You need to learn how to exist in the body that isn't constantly looking for something to fix because you don't need to be fixed. You're an infinite being of light having a human experience. Get very worked up. I'm sorry. But I need to remind us of this. We have to play. Shadow work is all of the things you just said. We just did shadow work, by the way. This is why I said we don't need to. I did 2 years of work of shadow work with you all within 12 minutes of getting on the screen. It's all of the stuff you've been doing. It's all of the, how do I learn how to, let's go back up. Come on. Learn how to do the thing. It doesn't work. There we go. Struggle. Okay, yes, that's what Isabel said. Being seen, rejection, boundaries, loving too much, anger against certain things, anger, victim mentality, integration, complaining too much. All the shit that makes us hot, like struggle with being human. Your mom's story, the stuff that's happening with your grandpa, the fact that you have generational trauma and prosperity blocks and blah, 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 blah. There's a time and a place for shadow work. There always is, but I think people like it too much. We're all sadistic little fucks at the end of the day when it comes to shadow work, to be honest. Because it's familiar. Also, it's real hard to keep up with me sometimes, y'all, so come back to the replay, but I promise it always comes full circle. So remember the piano and the different octaves that we were talking about a second ago? This is where shadow work comes into play. If you done it down here, you don't need to relearn those exact same lessons, but now you got to learn it in the new octave, and then the new octave, and then the new octave, and the new octave. But I think that at one point, we all get to like an octave that we're like, ah, okay, cool. This is an octave I'm pretty good at. Just not crazy all the time, but I also don't have to like do a lot of deep work anymore because I'm comfortable, and we still just like we get so, okay, well then I'm gonna heal this thing. Okay, I healed that, so now I'm gonna heal this thing. Oh, I healed that, so now I'm gonna heal this thing. And this is why I made you all just smack yourselves in the face and say that you're healed. Because at any given point, you get to just decide, wait, hold on. This feels like that guy is doing okay, cool. Do I care that he's an alcoholic? Yes, I do. Okay, I'm not going to spend time with that person. Actually, I don't. Because they still bring these aspects of joy. I don't need to shame anybody because therefore I'm shaming myself. All of you are just a reflection of me. I'm just also your highly, highly like hyperactive side of your spirituality that's reflecting back to you right now, by the way. That's all I really am. I'm just the part of you that's just been like, can we please play? We learn so much. We know so much magic. How can I just like, I want a new mansion. Can we start focusing on that instead of focusing on why I need it or why I deserve it or why my mommy won't let me have it? Who gives a shit? Doesn't matter. Go get the fucking mansion. Just go. Go. That's what you want. But you're stuck saying I can't. I can't have it because I have issues with being a victim. Okay. Do you understand? That was such a victim-y statement. Are you just, I am victimized by my victimization of myself. And that comes from, oh, guys, it's so boring. I love you all, but it's boring because it's all the same shit because we're all the same reflection because we all have the same mission to help more people get out of the toxic sludge of the third dimensional bullshit matrix. So I know it. I know about the abuse of all different kinds. Enter adjective here, abuse. No shit. You have to be able to experience that level of pain in your younger years so that you can unlock whatever it is you need to do so that you can come here and realize not how to play the game, but how to code the motherfucking game. How to get in there and crack the code. Have to crack the matrix. Have to go in there and break it apart little by little. And you do that just by being audaciously you. That's why Marianne Williamson's quote is literally my mission statement to my business. It is our light, not our dark, that we are most afraid of. We think of who are we to be bright, brilliant, beautiful. Actually, who are we not to be? It is like giving you all permission. If I can be this much of just like a giant, just crazy person, to be honest, very aware of it, and I just don't care, then I hope that it gives you all permission just a little bit to be like, you know what? Yeah, I'm a badass, powerful witch, wizard, warlock, dragon, whatever, being, human, experiencing this life, and I've decided I don't want to tell that story ever again. I used to come onto these and I had so many stories about my autoimmune diseases and my marriage and my childhood and my blah. That's fine. It's fine. It was a very important part of my journey. And now more people are talking about that in like the general news. Like, remember pre-COVID how like bad it was to go to therapy, and now every person that you know has a therapist? Okay, so if that part is more mainstream, I don't have to talk about it anymore, and it's great. Oh, it's so nice. It's so nice to not have to talk about it anymore. Because now, in general, because 5, 6, 7 years ago, that's what I was constantly like, let me tell you this story about how I healed my autoimmune disease. Let me tell you how I dropped all this weight in 7 weeks. Let me tell you, because people needed to hear it. And now Kelly Clarkson's talking about it on her show. Like, we don't need to talk about it anymore like that when we're in these rooms together. We're in the like the war rooms. We're talking about the next level. What are we doing next? Okay, now that the general population's going to therapy, what do they do once they realized how traumatized they are? They're not going to hire a healer who still says that they're a victim. That's for sure. They're not going to pay you $20,000 to go onto a retreat in Bali so that you can help fund the orphanage in Africa, which is what you actually want to do, or buy the big giant chunk of land to have, or whatever. Most of y'all are land people. I can feel it. I just want to have a property in the middle of nowhere with all of my friends, and we can be with one with the land. Good. You're in a room full of you all. Go do it. Who's going to get the property? Who's going to go get the deed? Who's going to go find it? You all don't know this, but Tammy over here in the corner is my assistant. She's the reason why I can be as crazy as I am, because she's the system sorceress side of my business. Okay? I can't do that shit. I've tried. I love how pretty websites look. I hate fucking building them. I really do. But I need one. See, that's the thing. In this day and age, for me to affect all of you across the world, I had to be able to eventually meet up with Kevin, and I did that via Facebook, and my entire platform is mostly online and has been. So I can't just not. And that's a big thing that a lot of people say. They're like, well, I'm just going to somehow manifest it. How are you doing that without a deed to the property? Okay, this is the level of mundane stuff I'm talking about. Do you know how much it sucks talking to real estate people? Tammy knows I hate it. I hate it. She's got a list of things that I'm like, but I don't want to talk to the commissioner. You don't want to do that. I just hate it. But guess what? That's my job. That's the only way that I'm going to be able to do the things that I actually want to do, and build the empire and build the Heart Women Institute and build all the different ways that all of your guys' properties can then connect to each other, so that there's pipelines for people to be able to get out of the matrix into these havens, and all of the things that my brain is doing, which is next level to the point of like running for president probably is happening in the next 10 years for me. So like I have that level of I get what you're going through, and my body gets it. So let's shift this whole conversation to why you're not doing it is because you know how much it sucked to get to where you are now. You know the headaches, you know the migraines, you know the purges, you know the physical ascension symptoms you had to get to where you are. Yes, give me a heart, give me a like, give me a something if you know what the fuck I'm talking about when it comes to shadow work in physical ascension situations. Yeah? Sucks. And you're over here thinking your body knows it. Guess what? Here's something really crazy and paradoxical. You traumatized yourself to heal. You had to re-break the bone. You had a bone that was set wrong. You had to re-break it. And now you're worried that if you do anything similar to that ever again, you're going to somehow break the bone. But when you re-break a bone and set it properly, it actually is stronger. it's insanely difficult to break a bone in the exact same place twice, or even the same bone twice, unless they're on completely like opposite ends from each other. And it is usually the arms that do it more than anything else. You can't be afraid of your shadow work, but you can't get addicted to the same level of it, is what I'm saying. Do you like this is what I need? You're stuck on the same thing, so you keep finding new things to heal instead of being brave enough to go to the next level of the shit that needs to heal. That's the stuff that you've been dealing with for so long, so you really don't want to. You really don't want to. On the phone with Tammy 2 hours ago. I really don't wanna. My stomach has been hurting all night long. I have to do all this stuff with my kids. Like I haven't, of course, like the next word out of my mouth was, of course, I haven't done a live stream like this in almost a year. So my body is like, oh, guess what? We gotta purge. We gotta do all this stuff. Oh, by the way, your kids are gonna be super needy and not be able to go to sleep tonight. By the way, just so you're aware, here you go. But are you going to show up and like complain about it? Or are you going to go do your damn makeup? You're going to put on your playlist. You're going to shift your energy and you're going to go show the people what they deserve to see. That's not faking it till you make it. It's literally showing the fuck up and just doing the damn thing. Because you have to. Because no one else is going. No, no, if you think that some person is just going to walk up to you and be like, here's the deed to 80,000 acres of land in the middle of Tennessee. That shit is not happening, okay? For all of you that want to farm, how many of you know where to find that information? One hand goes up. Two hands. Okay? Where do you actually want said farm? Like, how specific have you gotten? Because I promise you, you've all gotten down to a microscopic layer of your traumas and triggers and shadows and have probably barely dared to glean that same level of precision on your dreams. And you're sitting here asking, dragons, can you please give me this thing? And they're like, but what the fuck do you want? You're not being specific enough. The universe keeps bringing you exactly what you're asking for. You're not being specific enough. You go to a micro level of your shadows. You need to go to a micro level of your dreams. It is how it works. Oh, I have 12 new messages. Sorry, y'all. Let me just. Okay. So I'm speaking of a collective consciousness. Yes. But we are a collective consciousness. We just forgot. That's the game, is that you wake up and you remember. And once you remember, you start playing the game and that's fun. And then eventually you get bored of playing the game and you start doing things like this, like popping into Kevin's life every now and then and being like, hey, so I don't know who's going to actually show up to this, but they're all ready to actually start coding. Because I know for a fact that there are people who literally can't be in a room with me. I was with them last night. It's why I was purging all last night. Or, yeah, why my guts were all messed up was because I was in a room with a bunch of people that were completely different vibration from me, projecting so much stuff. And I am so not available for that anymore that instead of, but I didn't realize it because I was just like doing my thing and having my fun until I got home and my body knew. My body was aware of how much it was protecting me from the clickiness and the shaming and like all this stuff that was going on at this party. I didn't. I was not consciously aware of any of that, but my body knew. And I was purging all of it last night, just like, okay, this sucks. I haven't been here since like 2019. What is happening? Do I calling Tammy? Do I have food poisoning? She's like, nah, nah. Everybody else was fine. She was fine too, but she's hung out with those people before. Like, there's a reason why we have to have collectives, but you have to remember that it's still you. You're alone. We are all alone. We are all one. We are all alone. There is no other. There is no separation. Collective consciousness is just what is already happening. Yeah, doing my work in real time. Be specific in my spell work. I'm talking, therefore I'm spelling. Like right now, I'm very specific in everything that I'm saying. It's just, are you actually paying attention? Do you actually hear the words, or are you feeling the vibration of it? Are you actually staying in your body while you're hearing all of this? I didn't see a single person pull out a pen and paper and start writing down specificities when I asked that. But there's like more than half of you that are off the camera, so that's fair. That's immediately what I would have done. I would have grabbed a pen and paper and been like, oh shit, farm, where to find a farm. If I was actually at a place where I actually wanted the farm, I would have physically gone, and this is like, it's not a shaming thing, just like notice. So that means that you're not actually ready for the farm yet. That you didn't just immediately go and grab a pen and paper. That's fine. You got some work to do. It could be just the fact that I called you the fuck out for not doing it. Could be the work. That's fine. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't need to be climbing Mount Everest. It doesn't need to be weeks and weeks and weeks of ascension symptoms. It can be literally 12 hours and be fine. I canceled a massage that I was supposed to do later today because I was worried, and now I'm like, why would I do that? By the time I'm done with this talk, I'm going to be completely fine and not, it's fine. Now I get to sleep instead and hang out with my kids. Not upset about it. Why do it? Why do anything? Why feel bad about the fact I canceled a massage for one of my clients? I don't. I started to for a half a second. You saw me slip into it, and then nope. These are the micro shifts, people. The things you have to catch yourself doing all day, every day. It's why when whatever link Tammy's whoever wants to drop in there, we give you a free copy of the voices of the archetypes that I work with. So I work with dragons because I am a dragon, but I play with the voices of the archetypes of the different dragons. You got it like a little kid in you. There's a child, there's a sovereign, there's the saboteur, the warrior, the victim, victim, warrior, saboteur, magician, and then the prostitute and the lover. And most of y'all are prostitutes. I'll just call it as I see it already. If you're dealing with worthiness things, it's because you don't understand that you don't have to sell your soul to be worthy for things. And that is how crazy alignments happen. I'm not saying that the fact that someone could hand you 80 acres of land in Tennessee is impossible. I'm saying you have to believe that that's what's possible a whole hell of a lot more than you are if you're just going to straight up ignore all the other routes there are to get land. You're more likely for it to happen once you've applied to 7 different places to try to get land and keep getting denied for it. Thanks, Tammy. Tammy just dropped that for y'all. Go get it. Go read it. Some of you I know. Isabel I know. Steven I know. Some of you guys have seen before. This is what it is. Like, this is the work that I've been doing for years and years and years. Why I had to leave and go to Medicare land for a while, which is something I did 10 years ago. So there it is. Like 10 years ago, I sold Medicare before I had 2 more babies. I got divorced and found myself back selling Medicare insurance. Kicked my ass. I was working. I did like during the middle of it all, I think I worked 1 week. I worked 100 and what was it? Like 140 hours in 9 days. Just on the phones with old people selling them insurance. Okay. As in it. You're in it when you're dealing with. And this was, by the way, during the election here in America. The old people have opinions about all of these things that I don't care about. And I have to just mask the whole time, the whole time, the whole time. You're just masking, masking. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Why am I here? What is happening? Okay, because I need a job. Like, I need more stability than what I've been having. I also need to show myself that I can work this amount of work and then I'm not going to die from it. It was like training for a marathon mentally. And then Tammy and I have been, what, 2, 3 weeks on the rebrand, and we've already done so much more work because we can. We now have like accelerated these portals. This is what I mean. Why was I in Medicare land? It wasn't so that I could stay there and become the best Medicare sales insurance agent like my friend thought. It was so that I could take all of that tenacity and springboard it back into the empire, because it is an empire that I am building. It is not just a cute little business. Okay. The whiteboard is like so big and still has to have like tiny little, the level of intricacies in my web that I have where I'm like, okay, so now I have to talk to an estate lawyer, and then that person needs to talk to the fund person. Okay, but the funds needs to be broken up, and I need to have the trust attorney do this for my kids. Like legacy building work is what we're doing. Can we all agree? That's why you're here, because you have a legacy that you want to leave, and yet you are not focusing on your legacy. You're focusing on your lineage. I'm going to say this again for the people in the back. You have not been focusing on your legacy. You have been focusing on your lineage. And it's time to stop. Because you are the one your ancestors have been praying for. You are the one who's been doing the work. They're the one who spent 2 years doing whatever the fuck it is that you wrote 5 minutes ago, 23 minutes ago now at this point. And you can just not. You can literally just not ever have to do that again. You can deal with the shadow when it comes up. You can name it. This is such a child, like a parenting thing. Name it to tame it. What do you do when you're helping your kids with gentle parenting? You help them name their emotion so that they can tame their emotion. That's all you're doing. You're just reparenting yourselves, guys. Like, that's it. We all had fucked up childhoods. Great. So you have a little kid in you that's messed up. Awesome. We all do. Parent her, parent him, parent them. Give them what they need. Mine needed ginger ale and saltines. No shit. It's what my mom used to give me when I was sick. So when my stomach's upset like that, I happen to have a half flat ginger ale that was sitting out from yesterday that one of my kids left open. Convenient, one would say. Duh, of course. I want you. Okay, this sentence will change your life. And it's a whole sentence. Of course, blank, 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 blank just happened. It will change your life if you start seeing the synchronicities of life like that. Like, of course, of course they're not. Oh my gosh, it's a synchronicity. Look, it says 11:11 on the clock, and I found a ginger ale. And I have, of course. Okay, I'm a god coding a game. I'm making reality up as I move along. Of course, my kid forgot their ginger ale yesterday, so it's at the perfect level of flatness and like tolerance for my belly that's upset. Of course, I found a sleeve of saltines in my, like just a sleeve, not even a whole box. There just happened to be a sleeve of saltines on the top shelf of my cabinet. That's not, you're making the wins of every day too big, and that's why you can't have your big dreams. Those things, like, while great, should eventually get boring to you. Trying to explain like how I ended up where I am is actually a very boring story for me to tell, even though other people think it's such a cool story. Because I know that the next level for me is going to be like, well, I'm going to the White House. So there's a lot of things that are going on between now and then. And then there's the fuckery that is happening currently that I have to sit and just be like, okay, boys, real rude, but we're going to clean that up. I got to be the person that can do that. And I got to help all these other people. Of course, you're telling me what to eat for my constantly upset stomach. Mostly anxiety related. Yeah. Yeah. Like, that's it. Of course. Of course I am. Like, and here's the anxiety related. The anxiety is the future, right? You're thinking about the future, but you're worried about the, like, but what if? Like, the what if game has to play in both directions. I haven't played the what if game in a while. Should we play the what if game, guys? Let's play the what if game. So the what if game is, we know Isabel put it perfectly. I'm gonna bypass some of this. So the what if game, if you want to play it at home, is, let's say you are putting away dishes and you start getting into a fight with your partner because of it, whatever. And you start cycling and cycling and cycling. You get down to a point where you're just like, but if I don't put away the dishes, then this is going to happen. And if that happens, then the kids are going to be late. And if the kids are late, that means that tomorrow's going to be hard. And if tomorrow's hard, that means this is going to happen. And so you're just like always playing the what if game. But we play it to the negative as a survival mechanism. It's not your fault. You're a mammal. Okay? I mean, it is. You chose to incarnate as a human. But one of the parts of the code you have to get over is this negativity as a survival mechanism because we're not in the wild. We don't need to worry so much about all the bad things that are going to happen. But you're programmed to, okay? You're programmed to think about like how bad everything's going to get. I play the what if game. What if it works? What if I'm supposed to not do the dishes right now? What if I'm supposed to not do it because actually, shit, this is going to be a perfect post? So actually, what if I just go over here and start writing the post that I need to post? And what if that post gets me another $20,000 client? And what if that means that I can quit my fucking Medicare job and go back to being what I was doing, which was working 10 hours a week, making $100,000, like traveling the world and doing all these things before my life imploded because I got divorced. It was a big thing that happened. I was married for 15 years. It was a giant fucking nuclear, like, in my life. So of course I ended up back selling Medicare. Of course my business essentially burned to the ground. And of course none of you who have been around know any of this and I just told you. And I will probably never tell anyone ever again because it doesn't matter. It is what it is. It's where I am now. It's where I've been and it's that fast to pick it back up once you believe it. We already have people like DMing the fact that I even had this. I was like, oh, Kevin. And he's like, no, I don't think that you do. And I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure I have a dragon talk in April, don't I? Double checks it. Yeah, you do. Oh shit. Okay. Hey Tammy, you wanna build my empire with me? That fast. Clients already lining up to get on the books. That fast. More massage clients like that quickly. Just because I said so. Because I'm over it. I literally said I'm over my Medicare job and the next day remembered that I had Dragon Talks. Of course. Of course. Like there's not even a surprise to any of that. And the fact that I'm willing to come here and tell you that, how many high level, high end coaches are going to tell you, no, they're not. Do you know why? Because they have an image. And I don't have an image, I have a self. That's the difference. I just am who I am. I I'm literally not exaggerating. Tammy lives in my city. This is not like my virtual assistant. This is someone I hang out with on a regular basis. I am the same fucking person right now. Her face. I am like this when you hang out with me. Okay? This is who I am when I show up to the Senate hearings. I'm sitting there on the bench talking to them about the rights that I have as a mom who needs medical cannabis for the fact that every single pharmaceutical I've ever taken has caused me to want to kill myself. Do you know how fun it is to sit with senators and be this person? It's real fun because they don't know what to do, but they know that they're sitting with truth. They understand that what I'm saying is very logical and they resonate with it, and they are having moments of cognitive dissonance that are just so enjoyable to watch. And then they end up turning around and becoming the founders of like churches that worship psilocybin. Shit that's happened in my life, guys. It's crazy. I have watched the craziest story arcs happen and can pinpoint exactly where my part was in that. And be like, yeah, nope. Because I just light the match. I don't need to stick around for the whole thing. The story, the dragon, like if a dragon, so this is a dragon talk, let's go back to that. A dragon is just like, how do we know that one dragon isn't the same dragon from like 15 different legends? Because if they live for as long as they do, and all they're doing is adventuring, like what the fuck else is it? Like, what am I doing with my life? It's 144, by the way. Of course, it's 144. For those of you who resonate with 144 as an angel number, I just wanted to call that out really quick. Like, of course. And it could be the same dragon. It could be the same dragon that like has this beautiful home, blah blah blah, and the knight tried to kill, but then they became friends. And then could be the same dragon that's over here because they live for so long and literally their job, like what do? They just dragon, right? Like they just live in their best ever lives. It's the men that decide, like the men, the women, the humans, the ones disconnected that started deciding that dragons were scary and bad and started separating in that way. And I mean, when I work with my clients, we remember how to do that in the lifetimes. It's a whole lot, you guys. It's a lot when you come and work with me because you own the fact that every guide you've ever met is a reflection of you. Every crazy, powerful shamanic experience of you had is you. And you start integrating and holding that and holding it and holding it. And that's how you all of a sudden have the audacity to tell people you're going to be president when you are clearly out of your mind. Because going sane by becoming super conscious is going to look insane to people who still choose to trade safety for freedom. It will. Everyone's going to think you're out of your mind. I am the most free and most happy. I was suicidal from the age of 7. Happiest, freest version of me possible. And I get to have more. Do you know how cool that part is? That's why I'm asking you all to flip the switch. Because it's so cool. If my brain has thought of 1,000,007 ways to commit suicide, that means that I have 1,012,000 at least on how to live the best ever life. Because I have the capacity to go in both directions. I'm living in linear time. It's the law of opposites. It's what I started this with. It's what I'm rounding it around. I told you if you could keep up, it went full circle. So I want to answer questions if anyone wants to do that. Yeah, that's where I'm at, Kevin. Thanks, everyone. That was fun. Anyone have questions, comments, concerns? You can just unmute yourself or raise your hand or whatever that looks like. We're all adults here.
Come on, be brave, people. This is your moment. One of many.
Feel comfortable talking about it. Suicidal. Yeah. Suicidal ideation is a part of you that wants to die so it can alchemize into something else. Like it needs to. That part of you actually does need to die. It's just your whole being doesn't need to die. Just that aspect of you. And it doesn't even need to die, it just needs to be let go. Like it doesn't want to exist. I don't like being a victim. So yeah, I have like energetically murdered my victim on several occasions. Really brutally, actually. Because I don't like it. But then I realized, well, that's me not liking it. So then I just asked her. I was like, why do you keep wanting to die? What is it? And her answer was actually because there's no point. So I realized it was nihilism more than anything that was keeping me that way. The level of point. I know the universe so much. I understand Alan Watts. I understand everything so well. What's the fucking point of being human anymore? That's a really good question. Not don't have a good answer. So I opt to not be a human and I just am a dragon who happens to look like a human to other people. So yeah, I've killed off lots of aspects of myself, but not the whole being. And what sucks is that like I've tried and I just fail and wake up in another timeline. And so then even suicide got boring. There's no eject button for me. Well, shit. I have to play? There's no auto off for me? That's rude. Other people get auto offs. I don't get that button. Lame. Fine. Why? So then I started asking instead of like, why am I living? Or whatever. What's the purpose of being alive? It was like, hey, well then why am I not able to auto eject? That's a good question. Oh, because I'm supposed to be, oh shit. Oh, I gotta teach all these people all these things. Oh fuck, okay. Oh, and there's a school and people are gonna be involved in politics. Oh shit, I'm gonna be involved in politics? Okay, okay. But there's not like it's not like a queen. No, okay, not a queen, it's a collective. Oh, okay, so like what we've been doing, like what the Pleiadians doing. Oh, that's why so many people are connecting to the aliens. Okay, Galactic Federation. Okay, now I see it. And I've been seeing all of the things. Yeah, how do you schedule? Yeah, you see all the this is literally the answer to your question, Vivian. How do you manage being in the higher realms versus momming? Is it spontaneous or schedules? I just am. Like that's what you learn. You learn how to literally I will be in the middle of doing something and will look up to my right. It's always to my right and say like, "I already know. I am literally doing it. I was already on my way to my altar to light a candle. Can you shut up already? Because my intuition is that on point at this point, and then it's like it catches up. But I could never hear that stuff when I was constantly trying to figure out how to press my auto eject. And then I sound like a schizophrenic just by even saying that. I have voices that I talk to outside of my head. Yeah, the rest of you call them guides or dragons or whoever or angels. That's fine. So if I call them angels, then all of a sudden it's fine. No, it's me. It's my own higher self trying to tell me something. And I'm so connected and so tapped in that I start doing it before I actually audio, because more than anything, I'm probably clairaudient, if you must label it, before I audibly like hear the thing to move forward and do. I'm like, yes, I already know that I need ginger ale. See how there's a ginger ale in my fucking hand? Also, where did this come from? Oh, the kids left it? Of course they did. Right? Like, it's that much of just like, okay, so I can be mad. And here's the thing, Isabel, anyone who's mad, I need you to just be mad. We need fire and rage and anger. You get to be as pissed off as you want to be about how fucking stupid. I am so angry still at least once a month when I'm bleeding that I don't have an option to just be done. This is rude. I don't want to. But I also know that it's boring for me to think anything about any of those thoughts because I've thought all of them a million times. And at this point, I have an ex boyfriend of mine that stands at the top of the stairwell in my head that goes to those thoughts and is like, what are you even doing here? Fucking turn around. There's no point. You literally know there's no point. So go think about something else. And I'm like, fine, we'll figure out how I'm going to get in the White House. Whatever. Then I'll just be mad and throw a fit. Like, you get to do that. You have a big dream and you don't want to do it. Fine, throw a fit about it. And then go do something. Like, literally anything. Doesn't even have to be related to the dream. Just go throw a fit and then go do something else. Don't get stuck in a loop of, I need to fix this thing. I need to heal this thing. Because you don't. If you ever feel like you need to get healed, I already told you. I'm healed. That easy. Just that it. That's it. Bam, I'm healed. Give you enough of a shake because it's a choice. You're choosing that you're not. Or there's something in there that you need to actually look at and it's scary as fuck and you might need to be held through it. And that's okay. That's why we have how many healers are here right now. It's you're talking constantly. What are you talking the most about? This is why you all just got the archetypes thing. What are you saying the most often? How do you flip that script to the positive side of it instead? How do you see the fact that even your internal dialogue is causing things to happen in the outside? So you have to shift even the internal dialogue around. I have way more fun being an extremely outgoing dragon goddess who just lights up every single room that I walk into and it magnifies and magnetizes. And I don't actually even care that much that I magnetize the swamp creatures because they deserve at least a few minutes in the light. And it's their choice because how do I know that that's not going to be the reason why that person? Like, that's some next Lego ego shit that people would love to say that I'm like just an egomaniac. No, I'm a child of God. We should all be this much of an egomaniac as far as I'm concerned. You work with me, it's guaranteed to change your life. This is not like a maybe sort of. You spend 1 hour with me, your life is changed. Period. End of discussion. That is just facts. I got that from a line from a song. You fuck with me, it might just change your life. But it said might, and mine's not a might. It's guarantee. And I walk around like that constantly. So then if I meet someone on the street who's having a day or has a thing or is an addict, whatever, I might be the thing. This conversation might be the thing, and I'm not going to show up any differently just because the world would like me to shame you and ignore you or judge you or ignore or put trigger warnings. Did you notice that I didn't once say the word trigger warning and I went through a lot of triggers? Because you don't need them. That literally sets your brain up for victim mindset immediately just by saying trigger warning. How do I visualize God? Oh, honey, it is. There is no that's okay, hold on. How do I visualize God? The pillar. that we talked about, and then the pillar just like turns into a torus field. I don't see God as separate. It's everything. Like, this is God. This is God. You're God. Tammy's God. Kevin's God. Malacross. Oh, this is God. For those of you who have rib issues, this actually is God. You rub it right there when it's starting to pop out. It's great. It's a lacrosse ball. Anyway, someone needed that. Someone's rib is about to go out. You need a lacrosse ball, okay? It's all. Everything is God. And so that's why I say that, like, I play with it. I play and like I don't go out of my body. I'm already doing it. I don't meditate the same way. Like I meditate when doing my dishes. It's chop water, carry wood. No, carry water, chop wood. It's the Buddhists used to say, right? You do the most mundane things and you are with God in those moments and you are God. And it's because you know who you are as a fractal of the divine in every single moment and that you're just here to serve. And like for me, serving is like, I mean, I'm always serving, but it's just how it is. Like you have to serve in the way that you do. And for me, it's being so big and so bright that it's hard to look away. And that's actually everyone's job, but in your own respect. Mine's around the self-mastery of self. Like it's not self-confidence, it's self-mastery. Who the fuck are you? And how do you be that 24 hours a day without having to put the mask back on? Or if you do mask up, you're doing it because you know it like as a strategy, not because it's the only way to survive. We get completely out of survival mode. We go into the archetypes of dragons in a way of I want to know everything that you've ever seen on both sides of it because there's a reason. You have a bigger vision and you're scared of it, and you don't need to be because you've already done so much work to sharpen the blade. Now you just go back in the fire. Like everyone knows that's how you sharp. If you think about it, Tommy and I had this conversation the other day. It's very traumatizing for a sword to be made for the sword. Okay, like it has to get poured. It's like hot metal, and then it's getting poured, and then it gets like put back into the hot fire, and then it gets banged, and then gets put back into the hot fire, and then immediately put into ice cold fucking water, and then it gets banged again, and it does that a few different times, and then it gets round over and over and over again by this stone, and it's just sparks are flying off of it. Like making a sword is really like difficult. And as I say that, I now want you to all think about the fact that Saint Michael or some dragon at some point or sometime probably has given you a sword. Therefore, you are a sword, and you're welcome. Anything else? Anybody else? I think that's a good way to end this. I
I
love you,
told you
Kevin.
there would be some powerful women on tonight. Anyone got any last minute questions? No, I think there's just
Share your
lots of.
website with us. Tammy dropped the link again. It's thedragondoula.com. I'm on Instagram and Facebook mostly. Opening up for one-on-ones mostly is what I do though. Understand that like I show up for these for those who are ready for the one-on-one containers because I can't do it any other way. Group containers are not the space that I like to teach in because I'm a massage therapist. I'm a one-on-one person. Like you and me through the fire, what are we doing? So you're welcome, everyone. I love you. It's great to see you all. Thank you so much. And we'll see you later around the
Thank
world.
you. Thank you very much.